Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about some fragrances from a designer house known for the timeless masculine elegance of its men's fragrances. A house known for its refusal to pander to market trends or lowest common denominators. A house whose name instantly conjures up an image of class, sophistication and good taste. But instead I'm going to talk to you about 1 Million Prive and Invictus Intense from the house of Paco Rabbane. Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Smelly's late night unedited fragrance review. So today we're going to be comparing Paco Rabbane's 1 Million Prive and Paco Rabbane's Invictus Intense. So at the end of last year we had 1 Million Prive came out, well, I think it was in the autumn time, and Invictus Intense has come out more recently than that. I think it was at the end of 2016. So these are both stronger flankers of the original fragrances, so Invictus and 1 Million. The 1 Million Prive is an eau de parfum and the Invictus Intense is described as an eau de toilette intense, which I've just dropped. So I'm going to just do a little comparison on them and say what I think about them. So let's kick off with Paco Rabbane's 1 Million Prive, which I have on a card here. Okay, so the original 1 Million is a kind of bubblegum sweet fragrance with a lot of strong projection and great performance according to most people. Critics would deride it as being a little bit bubblegummy, a little bit too shallow and unsophisticated for people who really like fragrances to enjoy, and I tend to agree. It just really is a rather sweet, pleasant smell, but doesn't have much to do with what I would associate with a classy men's fragrance. For young people, of course, going out clubbing or that kind of thing, I can see that it does not smell unpleasant. If I had the choice between not wearing anything and spraying on 1 Million, I would spray 1 Million. It's okay. The Prive then. Okay, so according to the little card here, they're saying that you're going to get some apple and cinnamon, patchouli and myrrh and tonka. And I really do get that apple smell in the beginning. It smells like the kind of apple that you get in an apple soda drink or a child's sweet that's flavoured with apple. It's sweet, it's pleasant. It's not cloying though, so I think they haven't done too badly here. It doesn't seem to change much over time, and people have derided the performance generally as not very good. I'm only working off a little sample, so I'm not going to really talk about performance. But for me, it is a pleasant smell. It's got apple. It's got a little bit of spiciness and a kind of tonka bean sweetness, and it somehow manages to remain masculine for me. I would say it was a masculine fragrance, but it's very, very sweet, very modern. I slightly prefer it to 1 Million, the original, and haven't smelled too many of the other flankers, but it does seem a pleasant fragrance. And I think if you were a fan of the original 1 Million and you're looking to change things up a bit and you're really young, in your 20s or something, this is maybe not a bad option. Personally, I wouldn't buy a bottle. It doesn't feel right for me. I like old school colognes. I like a few different things, but this one doesn't seem to have anything that really captures my imagination. It's sweet, it's a little bit masculine, and it seems to fall in there along with a lot of popular men's fragrances like Dolce & Gabbana The One, YSL's La Nuit de l'Homme, that kind of thing. A slightly sweet, spicy, modern fragrance. But people are saying performance is not great, so I don't think it's anything to write home about. It's a decent release, but it's what you'd expect. 1 Million Prive is just another flanker from the 1 Million line, and the fact that people are saying performance is not good does score it some significant demerit. So let's compare that with the other one. So that's Invictus Intense. So the original Paco Rabanne Invictus had a little bit of an aquatic feel, but quite a lot of sweetness in there as well. A little bit of a sort of sour child sweet smell I felt as well, or candies, you know, like a candy sour smell. It smelled a little bit synthetic, I always felt, Invictus. It wasn't an unpleasant smell. It was an aquatic sweet mixture that was nice, fresh, a little bit manly, but very generic, very modern, perhaps not really carrying any great sophistication or of classiness, just a sort of sweet slightly obvious modern smell, it was okay. This one doesn't change a lot there. It's still got that aquatic feel to me. Don't know what the compound is they use, but there's probably some aroma chemical that's in a lot of men's fragrances these days, ambroxan or something. And it produces quite a nice fresh feel. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit aquatic. And there's not much going on there. It's pleasant. They're saying that we've got neroli oil, the beat of pepper, woods, salty black amber, malt. A woody amber powerhouse. It's a reasonably pleasant smell. It does smell a little bit generic and unexciting to me. So to me, it's a modern, fresh man's smell that I think there are many other competitors that do similar things. If you loved the original Invictus, your bottles ran out, this might be a good way to just change things up. For me though, it is a little bit unexciting, uninspired as a men's fragrance. These are both very safe, crowd-pleasing fragrances, and of course 1 Million and Invictus have been huge sellers, and this game is all about money if we're really honest. So both these fragrances are pleasant and will appeal to younger men. If you want something a little bit fresher, maybe your summertime fragrance could be summer and spring, Invictus Intense. In the fall, winter, autumn, 1 Million Prive, nice apple and cinnamon combination. For me, there are a lot of better fragrances in each category. If I want freshness, there are other ones I would go for. I prefer real citrus fresh fragrances like Bulgari's Aqua Amara. If you're a young person, I think that could work well for you. 1 Million Prive is good, but if I was going to go for a darker, richer nighttime scent with a bit of sweetness, I would absolutely go with Valentino Warm or Intense. So this fragrance is good. In terms of, this fragrance is a decent fragrance, but both of them are a little bit uninspiring to me and seem to be appealing to the lowest common denominator, that if things smell sweet, they smell like sweeties, then that's pleasant, but they don't have any of those old school masculine kind of smells really. You can just about tell they're masculine, but they're very much for the metrosexual modern man for me. So for me, both fragrances would be passes. If I had to give the nod to one over the other, that's going to be tough. Let's see. I would probably go for Invictus Intense because it has a little bit more freshness, and I prefer fresher, cleaner smells a lot of the time, unless these sweeter, richer ones are done really well. And the 1 Million Prive is like so many other things out there. So yeah, underwhelmed by both, but you will have different opinions. Check them out if you like them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all about personal taste. But for me, Paco Rabanne, not my favourite line. Maybe they'll come up with something better soon. I actually prefer my 1986 bottle of Paco Rabanne Sport. Now that's what I call a fragrance.